Just to be respectful of people's time, I think we can get going with the beginning of the presentation. Christian shared a little prompt in the chat. If you feel like sharing this morning, we'd love to kind of gauge where everyone is at so we can dive deeper into some specific topics that might benefit your program or your organization. Just want to welcome everyone to the space today. We'll be talking about assessing partners' capabilities. Just a reminder that this will be recorded and transcribed. We will be sharing these presentations, recorded presentations with ACF, and they will be putting them on their website. I believe Christian's going to drop in a link here. Also, feel free to reach out if you need a copy of it. My name is Justin Van Zerber. I'm the Director of Programs at supplybank.org, and we are the Training and Technical Assistance Contractor for ACF. My other colleague here is Christian Browning. She's our Senior Special Projects and Outreach Manager. And good morning and good afternoon to those who are still joining. Christian has a prompt in the chat for you all when you get a second. So today, the objective of the training is to discuss the approaches and considerations when deciding which partners make the most sense for your project. Again,
Justin, before you dive in, so sorry. Would you mind turning off the background?
Oh, perfect. Thank you for the reminder. So the objective today is to discuss the approaches and considerations when deciding which partners make the most sense for this project. We'll have lots of time throughout the presentation as well at the end to discuss and learn for each other. We will be dropping some questions and prompts both verbally and in the chat, so feel free to share as you feel comfortable. I want to acknowledge that each program is unique, and it's important to take that into account when listening and learning through this presentation. Some parts of it may fit identically into the work that you're doing, while others may not be a good fit. And so just create space for that opportunity. Following the presentation, if additional guidance or training is needed, we are readily available. We can stay after the presentation and dive into something specific, or we can set up another time to chat to discuss something that you learned today or want to learn more about. In diaper distribution projects, there are 4 main types of partners. These are all needed to make your program successful. Some partners may manage multiple parts of the project, while others will have very specific roles. It's important to define the roles and responsibilities of each partner in order to understand the gaps that your program may have. Once those gaps are identified, you can explore the opportunities to collaborate and improve the program with the integration of other organizations. Just very high level, a procurement partner's main responsibility is to create a steady flow of resources coming into the program so there are no gaps in inventory at any level. They will work to project out current and future needs and work with the storage and delivery teams to develop a timeline that is appropriate. A storage partner must have the capacity to safely receive, store, and prepare orders for pickup. This can be done by volunteers or as part of another operational team. Depending on the location, it may make sense to enlist a private business to support. The delivery partner will look very different depending on your program's model. This entity is responsible for picking up items from the storage location and moving them to the distribution partner, if this is a separate location. It is important to make sure that the delivery partner has the capabilities to meet the needs of the distribution partner. Some examples are a lift gate or hand delivery, the scale at which the distribution partner needs resources, ensuring that there are no concerns at the location. The distribution partner is the core of this project and will help achieve the goals outlined in each of your proposals. This partner will be specific to match the needs of your community and the program. Since diaper distribution is not usually a common program at many of these sites, this training will focus mostly on this type of partner. Other trainings provided by supplybank.org will assist with assessing and choosing the other 3 types of partners. If you'd like some additional information, I'm happy to stay back following the training or set up another time to go more in depth. The way you assess each partner will depend on the type of partner and the relationship you may or may not have with them. Many of you are utilizing the Community Action Agency network and its partners. If this is the case, the approach for engagement can be more targeted, and invitations to specific departments or individuals may work well. When we are expanding our programs into new geographical areas where we do not have specific partners identified, we tend to invite a champion who represents a specific target population or area to amplify our voice. We then invite stakeholders from several organizations to a group presentation to learn more about the project and the goals. Not only does this allow us to share the information all at once, it creates an open space for potential partners to voice the priorities that may be unique to their community. When potential partners hear about the possibility of diapers, there tends to be a lot of partners showing initial interest. This reinforces the importance of setting clear expectations from the beginning. We'll dive a little bit deeper into that in the next slide. One simple way to gauge interest is to distribute a survey for the type of information you are looking for, number of children served, type of wraparound services, etc. This is an informal way to collect information and gives you a clear picture of the landscape. One limitation to this is some partners may not fill out the survey in a timely manner, and you'll have to continue to follow up to ensure you receive a large amount of participation. If you're looking to connect with a specific group, it may be beneficial to set up a one-on-one meeting with them. This can still utilize the content and collateral produced for other discussions, but allows for a more detailed discussion. This is best used when you have a relationship with the organization or if you only want to work with one group. The first step to be able to gauge potential interest in partners is to highlight the program and why your agency is working on this project. With many varying priorities, partners want to hear more about this type of intervention, the importance of the project, the timeline, and the impact you might want to make. This can be done through a slide deck or a one-pager. With these mediums, they help to maintain a partner's attention while showing how prepared your organization is for the conversation. From the beginning of engagement, potential partners should have a clear understanding of what is expected of them, being transparent and walking them through the pilot process to ensure a full understanding of the program and how their responsibilities fit into a larger project. You want to acknowledge the learning curve as the project progresses and any opportunities you will create to upskill and support their interventions. Data collection is a hot topic when discussing potential partnerships, but being explicit from the beginning allows you to hold partners accountable down the line. For example, you need to complete XYZ on this timeline in order to continue to being a partner in this program. Make sure to ask questions and get buy-ins from partners. How does participating in this project achieve short and long-term goals for your organization? Does the partner have the capacity and excitement to engage in this type of project? When exploring potential partners, it's helpful to keep in mind past and present relationships. Asking around in your community or discussing internally about the quality of work each partner is able to accomplish is important, as all pieces of the puzzle must come together in order to run a smooth program. You do not want to find yourself continuously needing to follow up or track down information from partners. If you have struggled with this partner in the past, it may be beneficial to reflect on that experience to create systems to mitigate potential concerns in the future. On the flip side, conversations with strong standing partners is a great place to start. While they may not be able to work on this project, you can trust that they can connect you to other viable options. Keep in mind, organizations may be able to help leverage this project to identify additional opportunities in the future. I want to open it up to the group and ask if grantees have had success sharing this information, engaging gauging enough interest from potential partners to successfully implement this program. And I see a question from Melissa. I think this is a great question to kind of help guide us. I really think the strategy here is to understand what the priorities of the potential partner organizations may be and how diaper distribution can help support that. Many times we see increased participation and likelihood of participants coming back to re-engage with partner agencies when they know that there is an item like diapers waiting for them. So I really think it's specific, and as Christian noted, if we want to dive deeper into that, we can hang back or set up another meeting. But thank you for sharing. Has anyone else had struggles with potential partners or partners not being able to participate? I know data collection is always quite difficult. Great. We'll continue on then. The scale of current services. So getting into the nitty-gritty of the actual assessment of partners, you need to understand at what level a partner can participate. All of your partners will come together to serve the entire community, so documenting the capacity at each partner site will allow for flexibility as your program shifts over time. Some sites may be unable to take on as many participants as originally expected, or in Melissa's case, not be able to take on any at all. So you may need to shift that allocation to a more stable site with more capacity. The number of questions needed to be answered will depend on the type of program you are rolling out. Some details might be more important than others, and it's helpful to articulate that when having planning discussions with the potential partner. Be clear what you are looking for and define deal breakers that may be unacceptable to move forward. One major limiting factor is the capacity of the current staff. Is this a situation that the program can be integrated into already established processes? Or is this something that needs to be considered and added on to, which may require new staff? We have found partner sites get so excited about the possibility of giving diapers to their families that they forget about the impact it may have on staff. Discussing in detail the amount of time it will take to organize the program, request orders from procurement partners, receive the delivery, document distribution, and collect data will help paint a picture of the actual investment the partner will need to make. Be clear about funding for staff and administration, if it is available, or if this is something the partner will be responsible for. And lastly, it's important to create space to discuss the partner's growth goals. Acknowledge that there may be a lot of interest, but the organization might be going through a large transformation, and this would not be an appropriate time to bring on a new program. Allowing the opportunity for partners to be honest about what they hope to achieve will help you understand if they are the right fit. Diaper distribution programs lead to an increase in participation in other programs at the distribution site, and the organization will need to be able to handle that additional burden. In the previous training, we discussed strategies to prioritize certain populations or communities. The potential partner needs to fully understand your programmatic goals to see if they could be a good fit. Does their model reflect the grant reporting requirements, and will this organization help further this work? It is extremely important to leverage the resources already being utilized in the community and layer this type of intervention on top as another layer of support. You will get the most added benefit with this type of intervention when it connects participants to other valuable resources. Your organization may have different priorities, so it is vital to define which wraparound services should be prioritized with this project at your partnering sites. Also, duplication of efforts should be recognized when creating a comprehensive approach. As many of our projects target the most high-risk populations, you may need to set parameters on geographical areas that partners are able to serve or other types of limiting factors. If the partner organization is quite large, it may be strategic to have the diaper distribution out of one department. If there are several organizations serving the same area, an agreement should be made to avoid any possibility of the duplication of efforts. When selecting a potential partner, we discussed our perspective of that partner and if they perform. I'm sorry. When selecting a potential partner, we previously discussed your perspective of that partner and if they perform quality work. But it's also important to understand what type of reputation the organization has in the community. Are community members already accessing resources from this organization? And or is this a location that most people tend to avoid? Are there certain populations you want to target that do not feel comfortable accessing resources at this type of agency? One limiting factor is they may need to show identification or other demographical pieces of information that they do not feel comfortable sharing. This may be a reason not to work with one of those partners. Additionally, while this is not required, considering how local and state government hold this organization might be helpful for conversations with elected officials. These relationships are important as the partnership will be a reflection of the program. It will open doors for future partnerships and also could limit expansion because of those reputations. All partners will serve their participants differently, and it will be important to ensure the model that the potential new partner utilizes will match the distribution strategy you want to implement, whether that's home visitation, case management, large-scale events, etc. You want to select a partner. You may want to select a partner to pilot or try a different type of distribution. Again, clear and honest communication when setting these relationships up is going to set you on a pathway to success. Many times, distribution locations are utilizing office space that is not traditionally set up to store large quantities of diapers. Assessing and understanding how the storage matches their desire to participate, and if the program allows it, storage containers can be used to overcome this barrier, noting that they should be secured at all times. Location is important when considering a partner, as many of our partners utilize public transportations or walk to their destination. Are there barriers at this location via bus or train or walking that may prohibit people from being able to access this resource? Previously, we discussed capacity, but it's also the quality of work that the partner can produce. The data collected needs to be accurate, and the participants served need to match the goals of the overall program. As we continue to work in the future to make stable, strong programs, it may be helpful to gauge a partner's willingness to explore other funding sources to leverage this work and continue the project. Just to wrap up, this is kind of a shorter training, but like stated, there are multiple approaches to accessing capabilities. I think depending on the type of relationship and the partner agency you have will help determine the best approach. Setting up your needs before going into that meeting, being explicit, naming them what you need at the onset and what you would need over the length of this agreement. And then when choosing a partner looking forward towards the future, we have funding over the next 2 years to implement these programs, but that doesn't mean the needs of the community is going to be gone at the end of those 2 years. And so, how do you leverage the work that you and your team will accomplish over the next few years to ensure that conversations are held to create pathways for sustaining these programs into the future? And like I said, this is kind of a shorter presentation, but would love to open it up to questions or comments or concerns. I know Christian dropped a couple questions in the chat. I see Melissa typing. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Melissa. I believe Christian is going to share a survey either in chat or we're going to email it out to you, but we'd love to collect some feedback about this presentation and if the topics were helpful and thoughtful. Again, we are readily available for any deeper conversations. We tend to keep these presentations more high level, so they're more inclusive to many partners, but we know that your needs may be very specific, so feel free to reach out and we can continue those conversations. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Christian. And if anyone would like to stay back and chat, we're more than welcome to do that. If not, enjoy the rest of your day and thank you for creating space. Thanks, Kristen.